Alright, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders of our apostles of James Great New Stone. Shalom and blessings to all the brothers out there pushing this truth in sincerity. Alright, now this is the brother Manata Zakia. This is basically a short video with the hope of getting a strength out to you brothers out there. I encouraging you brothers to keep in the spirit. Alright? I don't want to Now, recently I was watching this movie. It's actually an anime movie basically, but you know, there are signs and everything, right? Because you know, I watching this movie, I wasn't expecting any particular symbolism or subliminal messaging from this movie. I was just watching this movie for enjoyment. You know, throughout the entire thing, it actually it's like a representation of us brothers being in this truth in this current world and system. Right? Now the plot was there was this man and this woman, right? They got trapped in basically another world, like a parallel world, right, where things weren't going in order as they were supposed to, right? A lot of things switched around. Their friends that they knew, they were basically the opposite. Their personalities switched, right? The roles and everything switched around. Everything was everything warped, right? And they were trapped in that world. But they had their mindset. So, you know, as far as I can see there, that would be us brothers being in this world, because we have our mindset. We are awake. We are awake to the fact that, you know, there's something definitely wrong with the society that we are in, right? And the characters of the movie, they were aware because they came from the world before that, where everything was in order, or where everything was right, so to speak, to them, right? So that actually reminds me of us brothers being in this truth. Right now, it also goes a lot deeper, because during while traversing this world, right, they realized that the dreams and all the ideals they had in the previous world, all of that came true, right? It's like this world was built to please them, right? This one, he didn't have any parents. He wanted parents. Right? Now, in this parallel world, he had his parents. His parents were not dead. While the girl wanted. The girl didn't want to have her parents' control, her parents' authority over her. So, in this parallel world, she didn't have any parents. She was basically free, so to speak. Right? And they were getting indulged in the desires of that world, and getting indulged in the desires of that world, they did not want to leave. And that reminds me a lot about us brothers in this truth, right? Because the moment we start getting certain pleasures from this world, the ending or the downfall of this system, it tends to seem further and further away. The more pleasures you have, the more your desires are getting fulfilled, the less you look forward to the times to come and the ending of the society, right? So the movie is synonymous, and the movie kind of give me this awakening, right? Now, at first the girl was having her desires fulfilled, because immediately she realized that she didn't have any parents and she was enjoying the freedom. She was doing everything she wanted. She would have otherwise done without her without having any parents supervise her. And she was enjoying herself. She did not want to leave, but the man, he wanted to leave because um, he didn't yet realize that his parents were still alive, and he was actually suffering at that time because his house that he knew in the previous world, he didn't live there in this world, so he had no idea of where to rest. He was basically on the streets. He wanted to return to his original world immediately. He wanted to leave now, right? So that actually shows having certain pleasures with us. See? When we have certain difficulties with the kingdom, it looks a lot closer. It looks like it can come yesterday, right? Now, after a while, the man found out that his parents were alive, and he went to live with them. Now, the roles kind of switched around there because the girl was finally realizing that with her parents, she was becoming a mess. She didn't enjoy it anymore. She started feeling lonely, right? While the man now, he was enjoying his time with his parents. So while the girl was visiting him to do some research, because what they had to do research on this current world so they could know how to return to the other. Right, so that would be like us pushing this truth so we can wake up the elect. The elect are the nation of Israel, right? So that's what they had to do to leave that world, and we have what we have to do. Right now, she was more involved in that. She wanted to do this research so she could leave because she was now in discomfort, but he was in discomfort, and he did not want to do that. So that goes to show you again. The more you have pleasures in this world, the less you want to leave. Right now, may I bring out a quick precept? It's Micah chapter 2 verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." Right, and we see that happening on a daily basis. It evident. The shit you go through in this world sometimes. It reminds you of the scriptures, that actually keep us standing, because it was foretold to us that we were going to go through these things, right? So that goes to show you, Now, Mr. Rob, go straight to the other precept. Okay, now during what they have to do in this movie to actually get the research done and kind of be okay at the same time, because the people around them were kind of clamping down on them because they were different, because they didn't come from that world, right? And that also reminds me of another precept, right? I'm going to see if I can get it quickly. It reminds me of another precept, man. Alright, so as we said before, because they were from a different world, they behaved differently. Now, this parallel world, they simply could not fit in along with the rest of the people, right? And the people they knew, they were completely different, so they were clamping down on them, right? This is so John chapter 15 verse 19. He said, "If ye were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you." Right? So this movie actually, it goes really synonymous with us brothers being in this truth and the scriptures. Right? It goes very synonymous, and watching this movie just revealed this to me, right? Now, what they had to do to survive was to act normal. That's what they had to do to survive. They had to act the part of the people in the parallel world, right? But that's not what we are doing. What we have to do to survive is quite different, but it's kind of similar, right? Now, they have to act like the people around them to survive. We have to like live with the people around us to survive, right? We had to know our boundaries, when and when not to do certain things, like knowing that sometimes it's not necessary to go into the scriptures with certain people because certain people are simply not listening, or it's gonna bring down unnecessary tribulation, right? That's what we have to do to survive, right? And the precept to support that is Matthew chapter 10 verse 16. He said, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right? So to survive, we have to be smart in this truth, right? Because we are really sheep, right? In the midst of wolves, because there are dangers and harms around us brothers constantly, all day, every day. So we have to be smart if we wish to actually survive and keep pushing this world, right? Now, further in the movie, it actually branches off in a lot of other unnecessary things. But basically, you get the point, right? You get the point from comparing the movie with us brothers and being in this truth. Now, I'm going to end it at that still. Just hope this video edifying. Hope it kind of play around with you brothers' feelings. Kind of get you pumped up, right? So you can actually weigh your spirit, look for yourself, get yourself right, and basically give you faith, right? And give you strength. Anyways, with that still, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of James Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all the brothers out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.